Right now, let's bring on our first performer of the night. Her album, Back to New, is a folk American mixture of love songs with an element of faith. In the midst of heartbreak, Amy found solace in turning to God, and her hopelessness turned to hope when she realized there was someone bigger than herself who had everything under control. Amy is a Texas native who began writing songs in high school after teaching herself how to play guitar. She is a natural born writer as well. Please welcome to the Reds Room Christian Media Spotlight New Year's Eve extravaganza. Please welcome Amy Goloby to the show. Amy, thank you so much for being with us here on the Reds Room Christian Media Spotlight Entertainment New Year's extravaganza tonight. Great to have you with us, kicking off a 6-hour night tonight, Amy, with some great worship. Thanks for being here tonight.
Of course, love to be here.
So, Amy, here tonight, here on Red's Room and here on Christian Media Spotlight, what do you find yourself doing this New Year's Eve? How do you find yourself closing out 2021? What fun stuff have you been up to today?
Well, I wasn't feeling well today, so I was laying around the house, but
Oh,
we're gonna probably pop some fireworks and go out to a friend's house in the country and just yeah, that's how we do it every year. It's kind of a tradition now.
there you go. Fantastic. I love that. Now, which part of Texas are you joining us from right now?
So today I'm in Houston. Well, it's outside of Houston, but I live in Dallas. But I'm visiting my parents for the holidays, so yeah, I'm in the Houston area.
Well, that's fantastic. And the weather, I'm sure, is nice in Texas, warm, I assume.
So hot and humid today. It's like melting me. But last year was so cold that I couldn't even like get outside to watch the fireworks. I was like bundled up inside the car. So I prefer this.
Well, great to have you with us. We will obviously get to know you a little bit more as the night rolls on as well. Tell us about the first song that you'll be performing for us tonight.
Okay, so this is a song I wrote really about kind of the state of the world that we live in today, and it's a reminder that this is not our home yet, and that the things that we're fighting against are not flesh and bone, but it's spiritual things. So the title of this song is Flesh and Bone. Do they hear your voice when the mockingbird cries? My faith gets drowned in the howls, winds, and whys. Crowded busy streets can't hear you calling me. You people need some help, Lord, hear our pleas. Ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh. This world's become an unthinkable race. People taking lives all over the place. Which side is right and which side is wrong? Oh, why can't we all just get along? Flesh against flesh, bone against bone. We all forget this is not our real home. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. We're all fighting to protect our own truth. Oh, listen up, y'all. Blood spilled, crying out from the ground, calling on the maker for the trumpet to sound. Brothers and my sisters, don't be so blind. We all carry scars of some kind. Flesh against flesh, bone against bone. We all forget this is not our real home. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. We're all fighting to protect our own truth. Brothers and my sisters, don't be so blind. We all carry scars of some kind.
Fantastically love that. Amy Goloby right here, kicking off our New Year's extravaganza between Reds Room Entertainment and Christian Media Spotlight. Great to have everyone with us tonight. As for the 129th time already, we welcome you as we're praising God one concert at a time. As we wind our way towards the end of a new year tonight and the beginning of our next year, what does 2022, the beginning of which, have in store musically for you at the start?
I'm actually going to be releasing new music, so I'm really excited about that because
Hey, hey.
I haven't released since 2017. So this is the first time in like 5 years that I'll be releasing music. So and
Wow.
yeah, so I haven't released.
What's
My first song that's coming out in February. It's called Winter Sleep, and it's kind of about waking up in heaven or a surreal world like heaven. And I guess that to me that's what it means. It's kind of open to interpretation, but to me that's what it means. And it's kind of like a song about coming home from a long journey. So I'm really looking forward to that.
that's so fantastic. Is there a central theme to this brand new release that you've got coming up when you sat down to put it together and write it? Was there a theme of inspiration that you're looking to cultivate when you're making this?
Well, it's going to be three different singles, and they all have very different themes. And the first one was the one about home. That's the first song I'm releasing. The second one is more about a relationship that I had before I got married, and then the third one is about marriage. So it's all of them are either about me or experiences that I've had, or they're about the future. So yeah, they're all so different from each other. Even the production is very different.
Looking forward to. Any idea when the first of those three singles might be dropping to platforms everywhere?
Yeah, so Winter Sleep is gonna be released on February 4th. So mark your calendars, and I'll have a pre-save campaign on Spotify and all of the good stuff that you get on digital platforms. And then the next two, I think it's gonna be. See, I think the second one will be in April, and then the third one will be in June. So they're all gonna come out 2 months apart.
Fantastic. We look forward to that. First one releasing in February. Amy Goloby is with us as Red's Room and Christian Media Spotlight presents this New Year's spectacular tonight. Tell us about this next song that you're going to be performing for us tonight.
So this song I wrote about my testimony, and it's really a reminder for anyone that no matter how far you've gone in your life and how far you've walked away from God, He always calls us back to His light. So this song is called Face of God, and it's on my album.
Love this one. Face of God, Amy Goloby on New Year's Spectacular.
If my hands could touch the face of God, could I calm the waves in my heart, these forces at odds? The sins of my flesh have fought the deepest of darks, and the pain of shame and regret have left its marks. Oh, Lord of my heart, don't let me hide, 'cause the fears that raid my thoughts consume me inside. In the midst of the lies, I lost your truth. Somewhere along the line, I lost my youth. And I hid my face from God divine. But the one who made the light told me to shine. Oh, Lord of my heart, don't let me hide. 'Cause the fears that raid my thoughts consume me inside. Oh, Lord of my heart, don't let me hide. 'Cause the one who made the light told me to shine. If my hands could touch the face of God, if my hands could touch the face of God.
Yes, indeed. Amy Goloby, Face of God, one of her spectacular songs right here as we continue the New Year's extravaganza tonight, a joint production between Red's Room and Christian Media Spotlight tonight. Going out to the audience, Bianca says, great songs tonight. Josh is here. Good evening to you. Rob Myers says, love this song. Great job, Amy. Sounding awesome. Love it. Tracy Toombs, good evening. Warm here today, 40s. Well, it is not warm here today. It's in the 30s, like we've been for the last week, with a bunch of snow on the ground. So that's,
where are you at?
I'm in Western Washington, which a foot of snow in the week in the 30s just doesn't normally happen around here, but it is this week. So go figure. We got a white Christmas into New Year's. That was our gift this year, I guess.
Awesome.
What advice do you have for either worship leaders who are leading their congregation strong into the new year, or just people just looking to turn the corner who are watching into this brand new year? Any words of advice or inspiration that you have for us as we leave 2021 and head into 22?
I would say to focus on God, because when we focus on ourselves, we become self-conscious and we forget what it's all about. And especially for worship leaders, we can get fearful of how we're leading, but it's not really about us. It's about God and leading others to God. So anybody can take that advice, whether they're a worship leader or not. When it's not, when they make it about themselves, it becomes out of their control. But when they make it about God, then He's in control, and they don't have to be in control. So that's something I've learned this year.
Great advice. I think we can all take heading into 22. Praven, who's watching us, it looks like from India. Happy New Year 2022. Well, it is already 2022 in there. To all of our international friends, that is basically across the pond in the UK onward. Happy New Year to you already. It is 2022. We are waiting for midnight here in the States. We're taking you up to the midnight hour on the East Coast to West Coast. We've got you covered leading up to midnight tonight. Amy, what's the next song you got for us here tonight?
So this is another song from my album. It's called The Weight, and it's really for anyone who feels like they're carrying a heavy burden. And it's a reminder that if you give that burden to God, He'll carry it for you. So
Such a great song. I'm really digging this right now. The Weight, Amy Goloby right here on New Year's Eve extravaganza.
you carry the weight all these years. How you hoped it all disappear. It became so heavy on your back. Oh, you left home and you never looked back. One more step, one more tear, one less less hiding from fear. Better day, better month, better year. But the weight never disappears. Running from a past you can't erase. You always feel so out of place, so afraid of being known. You've been hurt so bad you'd rather be alone. One more step, one more tear, one less hiding from fear. Better day, better month, better year. But the weight never disappears. Feel as empty as the bottom of your glass. Order another round as hollow as the last. You say if there's a God above, he's turned his back away. But darling, if you knew his love, he'd carry all your weight. One more step, one more tear, one less hiding from fear. Better day, better month, better year. One more step, one more tear, one less hiding from fear. Better day, better month, better year. But the weight never disappears. You carry the weight all these years. How did it all disappear?
Such good stuff, Amy Goloby and The Weight. Such great inspiration for those who are dealing with a little bit of a tough time, especially as we head into this new year, about just giving those burdens, giving the weight that they deal with, and just leave it at the foot of the cross and just watch what he does with it, and just give yourself a fresh start as you head into this brand new year. Such great music. When you're sitting down to write, obviously it's been a couple of years, 5 years since you released new music, but when you're sitting down to write, does inspiration strike you at just different times, just from different experiences, maybe a different scripture that it helps you through different things? What sort of things inspire you when you're sitting down to write?
Usually when I write, I start with the chords first, and so usually the chords, whenever I get the mood of what the chords feel like, it usually inspires the lyrics. So I write more intuitively, and usually it's from personal experiences. So it's usually about lessons learned, or things that maybe I'm trying to move on from, or something like that. So it's usually something that I've learned from.
I love that. Such good stuff there. Amy Goloby kicking off this New Year's extravaganza with a great time of music, a great time of worship, and just this great country folk sound that a lot of our viewers have gotten to know and love on our program as well, over on our platform, with a number of different songs that we've shared over there. You've got one more song for us tonight to tell us about this number.
So this one is one that has always given me hope during dark times, and it's really about waiting on God to answer our prayers. And I wrote this when I was single, waiting for a husband, and then it really became helpful to me even after I already got married, because there's always something that we're waiting on. And this year we got a few answered prayers this year that maybe I'll share next year. But I just want to encourage those who are waiting on answered prayer that God always has a plan. He's always working, even if it doesn't feel like it. He's always doing something behind the scenes, and we just don't know what it is yet. So we just need to wait on his timing.
Could not have said that any better myself. Here's Amy Goloby here on New Year's Eve Extravaganza.
monsters were more than I could bear. I fought with all I had, with no strength to spare. I surrendered and pleaded in desperate prayer, and a voice called to me in my despair, and it said, wait, my dear, when did love be clear? Don't get lost in doubt and fear. Just take my hand, I know you don't understand the wisdom of my plan. Just wait, my dear. Walk through fields of uncertainty, shadows and demons consume me, but dreams at night don't relieve me. The darkest thoughts overcome me. Just wait, my dear, when did love be clear? Don't get lost in doubt and fear. Just take my hand, I know you don't understand the wisdom of my plan. Just wait, my dear. All these tragedies test my faith. Has all my suffering gone to waste? I've learned that fairy tales don't always come true, but these broken dreams lead me back to you. Just wait, my dear, when did love be clear? Don't get lost in doubt and fear. Just take my hand, I know you don't understand the wisdom of my plan. Just wait, my dear.
Ah, such a great song. Such great reminders in that song as well. Amy Goloby there. Wait, my dear, here on Red's Room and Christian Media Spotlight as we present this New Year's Spectacular. Tracy says, be still and know he is God. Hardest test, hardest thing to wait. Learned a lot in life through waiting. Would you agree that's one of the hardest things that you have found is the waiting aspect and what exactly you do in the waiting? Was that some of the hardest things for you?
Oh, definitely. I'm not a very patient person, and I probably will never learn how to be patient. So, just not ingrained in me at all. But I feel like with everything, I've always had to wait. Like, no matter what it is that I want in life, God makes me wait. So, maybe sooner or later, I'll learn how to be patient.
You and me both. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the perspective of anything that's, everlasting and that's eternal and that's meant to stand the test of time is worth waiting, I suppose, because what he does, what he orchestrates to happen, is one of those things that is worth. And not only that, but if we have to sometimes wait a little bit, sometimes we're not as apt to take things for granted. And if it just came as super quick and easy for us, if we sometimes have to go through a little perseverance, a little bit of waiting, it oftentimes will possibly mean even more to us at the end of the day when it does. It is a blessing to us. Tracy says, yes, it is always worth it. Rob Myers, great song. Amy, love it. Where can we stay in touch with you online and on the socials so that we can stay in touch with all this music that's releasing this coming year, starting in February? Where can they connect up with you and find out more about you?
The best place is on my website, and it has links to all my social media sites. So it's amygoloby.com, and it's Goloby. And that has links to everything. I have an email list, and whenever you sign up, you get 3 free songs, and you'll also be the first to know about my new songs and to hear the videos that are coming out along with it. So that's the best place to find me.
Love that. Go check out her website. Go check her out on wherever you stream and listen to music as well. It's definitely just very soothing, just fantastic music. Amy, it is so great to have you with us here as Red's Room and Christian Media Spotlight team up for a New Year's spectacular. You started the night off well. You set the bar high. Thank you for joining us here tonight and fitting us into your New Year's plans tonight to bless us with your talent and just an incredible set of music and worship. Thank you so much for being here and all the many blessings to you and your family as we turn the corner into this brand new year.
Thanks for having me and for inviting me to you and Red. I always love being a part of this whole adventure, and I love the small community that we've made. So happy New Year to everyone, and I pray for many of God's blessings on everyone for the new year.